You know what I often notice in projects? When basic lighting design elements haven't been sorted out properly? Agreed. Why? Well, even when no lighting designer is involved on the job, someone has to make a decision. And most of the time, we think we're making a safe decision by implementing that boring grid. The downlights here are part of what we would call ambient light, for the general illumination of a room. But here, the result is mainly flat, and the position of the downlights are not really matching the use and feel of this bedroom. For example, downlights right above the bed. I mean, really? Does anyone want the light glare directly on their face when waking up in the morning, like in an interrogation room? We need to remember a bedroom is a place where you relax and sleep. You want this place to be cozy and pleasant to your eyes. There is no need for the lighting to be as bright as a train station. Instead, and let me delete this grid, the way I will approach it is to first start positioning the fittings so I have enough light to make my way around the room. I'll position a couple of downlights by the main entrance, as you want some light when you enter a room, and they will also be useful when standing by the wardrobe here. Then, I'll position 2 rows of 3 downlights on each side of the bed. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, very nice. I have enough light to walk around the bed where it is actually needed. So even if I drop something on the floor, I'll have enough light to search or pick up the thing. Also, no light fittings right above our head when laying on the bed, and no light fitting too close to the TV here to avoid any reflection or glare on the screen. Good. But before we go any further, this video is sponsored by Adelux. Yes, that's right, this is us. Based in the UK, we've got over 18 years of experience with Lutron lighting control all over the world. We are specialized in high-end residential where we design, supply, and program Lutron systems such as Lutron Homeworks, Lutron Ratu Select, and Lutron blinds and curtains. We work directly with end users, but also with architects and lighting designers, electrical contractors, and smart home AV specialists. So, if you also want to take your current lighting control project to the next level and be looked after by a reputable Lutron professional, feel free to get in touch with us now. Contact details in the comment section below. Okay, let's go back to our tutorial. Now, let me switch this view to show my lighting calculation. Just to confirm, I have a correct level of illumination. The lux level requirement here in the UK is in general between 50 to 150 lux. And here I can see that we have an average of 140 lux, so we're well into the regulation. Also, bear in mind that in bedrooms, cleaning happens during daytime. So here, for example, with this large window, we will benefit from the addition of natural daylight. Also, the downlights I'll use here are tiltable, so I can rotate them, adjust, and fine-tune their angle and direct the light where I want. What I can also do is to reposition some of the downlights, like the one in the entrance, a bit closer to the wall, just to enhance the lighting effect on the artwork, but not too much here, because in the bedroom, I want to avoid any harsh light. Remember, bedroom, nice, cozy. I can also provide the exact distance from the fittings to the wall for the electrical contractor to install those light fittings exactly where they need to be to match the result shown on my 3D rendering lighting calculation tool here. Voila. Okay, now, we also need to think of lighting in terms of layers, which enhance our experience and feeling, as naturally the light we perceive outside comes from the sun that reflects and changes on the various surfaces that we have around us. So, the next aspect of lighting design will be what we call task lighting, which are the lighting sources needed to support some specific activities within that room. So naturally here, I start positioning the bedside lamps on each side of the bed, controlled individually and obviously dimmable for reading and for their aesthetic aspect, but also to provide the separate lighting layer we just talked about, as their light will also contribute to the overall lighting design, as we can see here. Nice! I can even add a standing lamp here by the chair to get enough light when it's used for reading, for example. Looking good. The last layer to think about is what we call accent lighting. And this is used to pleasantly highlight some of the details of your room. And the one I'm always amazed with, my favorite and so simple and inexpensive, is to add a circuit of LED strip in a curtain headbox to highlight the top of it. As you can see here, this is so cool. This is such an all-time winner. And obviously, those LEDs are also dimmable, and you will see why in a minute. The other accent light I'll add here in this example would be to add some mini downlights here under those shelves to turn it into a nice settled object display, which I think add a lot for the look and feel of this bedroom. Very nice. Obviously, those lights are dimmable too. Now, finally, if you really want to add some vavavoom to your project, what I always implement on my own lighting design project is the use of low-level light fittings to use at nighttime, for example, whether when going to the bathroom in the middle of the night or to complement any other lighting scene. These are so good. When you walk into a room or a project with this type of fittings, you can feel that a lot of attention has been given to the project to really improve the experience and feel of a room through lighting. Now, to finish, I can, if I want to, add some sort of pendant or ceiling light here. Sometimes this can be a good addition depending on the client or personal taste, as its diffuse light will reflect onto the ceiling as opposed to downlights that are pointing straight down. I'll add one here, more for an aesthetic reason, as I feel it would add to the interior design of this bedroom. That's also why it is called decorative lighting, with the bedside and the standing lamps, as opposed to the architectural lighting, which are the downlights, LED strip, low-level lighting, and the shelf light fittings. Now, since all those fitting types are dimmable and are all part of separate electrical circuits, I can control them separately to create lighting scenes. Look by the entrance of the room here. I will have a lighting scene control plate, or keypads as some of us call them. And I'll have those as well on the right and left hand side of the bed. From those keypads, first, I'll be able to switch the light in a room to a bright level or full on, as we can see here. I can also activate a relax or TV scene where my pendant here is completely off and my downlights are very, very low, down to their lower limit. The LED strip on the curtain is slightly dim to provide a relaxing and pleasant glow. My accent lights on the shelves are dim to a lower level, as well as my low-level light fittings so I can move around if needed, and I can even keep my bedside lamps to a different low level. This scene is so nice. From keypads by the bed, I can also control the light level or my bedside lamps individually for reading, for example, or checking my phone. If I want to, I can have another button to control the other lamps plugged to 5 amp sockets around the room, like our standing lamp here. Now, if in the middle of the night, I want to go to the bathroom here, or if I enter the room late at night and I don't want to disturb my partner sleeping, I can press on my night button to trigger my night scene here. This is so convenient. And finally, a button to turn everything off all at once. Good night.